and welcome back to Quick Tips. This week I want to talk a little bit about image trace here in Illustrator and what image trace is used for. So what I want to do first is go to File, Place, and I'm going to go to a stock image that I have here, and I'm going to use the skeleton and select Place. I'm going to click and drag and put him into this piece. Now, this is a good stock photo, so it's a situation where this photo will very easily be used if I was just using it here on a piece of paper. But if I needed to blow this up larger, if I wanted to put this skeleton on a wall or something like that, I would start to lose quality because this is a raster image rather than a vector image. And if I want to convert this into a vector so I can use it and make it bigger and blow it up and put it on the side of the wall or a side of a bus or a billboard, I need to do a little bit of work. And what I want to do is an image trace, and you might see here on this new menu that there is an image trace option. Yes, you can do that, but I honestly don't like it. My suggestion to you is to go to Window and then Image Trace. This gives us a lot more options that we can use here with this. So what I'm going to do here is select my image and then select Preview, and you'll see what the default trace looks like, which doesn't work very well. Now with this, I can adjust these different settings here. I can change the threshold of this. It will take a second to process, and you can see that I'm getting a black and white piece here. Maybe I don't like that. I could always change this to color and get more details, or I can also try one of the presets. So if I hit high fidelity photo, for example, it will give me a higher quality image. And if I zoom in on this, we can see that it does have kind of an illustrated look. These are all vectors, and it allows us to modify that. But let's say that I wanted to change those vectors. Right now I really can't do anything because this is still treating it like a photo. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here to Object, then Image Trace, Expand. And when I do that, it turns it into vector. So these are all vectors now. All this little bits and pieces are vectors. So that's pretty handy. Again, if you need to blow this up, if you need to use it in a larger scale. But let's start thinking about something else here. What if I wanted to remove all of this yellow? Well, a lot of people will say, well, just simply go into the image. I'm going to have to go back before I did that trace. So I'm going to undo really quick. I'm going to have to change this from high fidelity photo to a different setting. And then I'm just going to turn this to color and turn it up to a higher quality. Then I'm going to go to ignore color and eyedrop my yellow. And we can see that it didn't give us a great result. So this doesn't work super well if you have really complex backgrounds, or if you're in a situation like this where even there's a gradation of color across it. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at a trick that you can use if you ever run into this problem. And my suggestion to you is to just use the tag team of Photoshop and Illustrator. So let's move into Photoshop really quick. Here in Photoshop, I have a masked version of my photo. And if you're not familiar with masking, you can go and check our video on masking and it'll help you out with that. But what I've done is I've masked out the background here, and I no longer have to worry about that background getting in the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to File, and I could save this as a PSD, or I could just do an export as a PNG. It doesn't matter. Either way will work with this. I've already exported this as a PNG. So I'm going to go back into Illustrator now. I'm going to go to File, Place, and I'm going to place that PNG. Use the gun, draw out the PNG, and boom, it's here. Now with this, once again, I'm going to select Ignore Color, and I'm just going to select the white area here. I'm going to go back into this and hit Preview. Again, it's in black and white. I'm going to change this to color, and notice when I did that, it unchecked my ignore color, so I'm going to make sure that I'm doing that one more time. And then I am going to go back up here to Object, Image Trace, Expand. And now you can see that we just have the skeleton here. We no longer have a background. And to show you that this is working, I'm going to go ahead and just make a shape here, and I'm going to make this blue so we can see it. Go to Object, Arrange, Send to Back, and we can see that the skeleton is cutting through the piece. So if you're ever running into this issue when you're doing an image trace, just use Photoshop. it can help you on your way to creating a more interesting image that you can use as a vector in all of your pieces. Well, that's it for this week. Hope to see you again next week for another quick tip.